Gina, please come here. I need a model. Right here? No. Let's do like right there. Just like right there? No, no. Come back here. Hi guys. It's Maine here. How's it going? So, oh god, I just like smashed your tail. I'm so sorry. Anyways, I think that first video went well. So let's go ahead and just talk about the second part of World 6, you know, the second group that is. So the second half of World 6, well, I say second half, I mean, it's really 3 parts, but let's talk about the second half of World 6, sort of that second lock, third lock really, but, you know, sort of the part that people get stuck at, ask for help from progression, and something else they can switch their focus on and start focusing on, trying to progress through. So initially the stopping point for progression was the soft lock that stopped people from progressing World 6 was leaks, which the previous video talked about. Now we're talking about Skydoggy Spirits. The reason Skydoggy Spirits is so bad is because it has a really high portal kill requirement, but not only that, it also requires 9 characters to hit that lock requirement. Really 8. We'll talk about that when we get there. But is one of the things that stops people from progressing. Last video really focused on how important skilling is and doing the push for Atom Collider, getting a bunch of atom generations and spending your clicks every single day on going back to that recursive element of progressing skilling even more, upgrading some of the important skilling bubbles such as Mage's Best, Hocus Chopus, Tree Sleeper, the Warrior equivalent bubbles, Warrior's Rule, Hardy Diggy, Strong Tools, you know, that kind of stuff. The other focus you should be doing as you start pushing past leaks and progressing towards Skydoggy Spirits, even pushing Skydoggy Spirits, is focusing on trying to get other bubbles to a atomable range. Some of them are hard to get to a point where it has 100 million resource cost. We're going to be talking about some of them and different ways you can try to push your account and overall progress even faster in not only World 6, but as World 7 comes out, World 8, setting yourself up for success in the future. So obviously with that being said, the most important thing obviously for pushing kills is actually having high damage, high kill requirement, or rather, you know, high kill per hours. So that's comprised of things like kill per kill, Killer Brightside, Nobisect, and obviously most importantly would be the multi-kill per tier. So there's a couple ways we can kind of get that up, and I'm going to list a few of the most important things you can be doing right now to try to push up your multi-kill per tier, but not only that, but also try to hit multi-kill at Skydoggy Spirits to help progress. So you can see here, these are the kill, or rather the portal requirements for pushing us past Skydoggy Spirits, and you can see obviously it requires 9 players to push that. Really, it only requires 8. Let's talk about why. So Voidwalker has a special ability called the Speedrun Talent, or rather like Void Trial Rerun or something like that. And what it does is it'll put you into like this void realm, and you can push that and it gets you a bunch of talent points. That's not the important thing for why it only requires 8 people to really push past Skydoggy Spirits. The most important thing to understand is that it sets your current portal requirement to your highest or most pushed character. So what that means is if you've opened the lock, so to speak, on one character, if you do the Void Trial rerun, not even have to push 2 Skydoggy Spirits, you just use the ability, it'll count you as having pushed that portal on V-Man. So that means effectively you only need 8 players to actually push past Skydoggy Spirits. This same idea and logic applies to leaks, it applies to Woodland Spirits, also applies to Skydoggy Spirits. Now, let's dive into actually how you push your first character and subsequent characters past the kill requirement to actually push your portals and push past Skydoggy Spirits. As always, you should go back to the basics, really reconsider your account as it stands in terms of stamps, alchemy, your current equipment, and tools. All those make up sort of the basis for how your account scales. If you have bad stamp levels, I'd say honestly, if you're at Skydoggy Spirits and you're at this point less than 10,000 stamp level, you're doing something very wrong. You need to go back, unlock stamps you've missed, any one of them, upgrade them as much as you possibly can, upgrade your carrying capacity for your bag so you can upgrade your stamps even further. For your alchemy, there's no specific number, but you should definitely try to upgrade your damage bubbles more here. You've already focused a lot on skilling, pushing past leaks, and focusing on Atom Collider. If your Boron is not maxed out and you have 50 Atom clicks, and you don't have 50 Atom clicks every single day, go back, upgrade Boron, and start focusing on some of the damage bubbles. Most importantly, Power of Try 1, Try 2, and Try 3. Additionally, as you progress, you should be able to unlock some of the things in sneaking specifically in the Jade Emporium. The most important thing here being the Beanstalk. The reason I say that is because you're able to put 110,000 golden hamsters onto the Beanstalk to give your characters a 100% chance to claim sailing AFK gains. It's the easiest way to do that. And if your sailing is not complete by having at least Eldritch artifacts at this point, with how much artifact find chance summoning is giving you, you need to go back, try to get your relics up to Eldritch. Hell, even if you haven't gotten Eldritch relics through Rift, which I've seen before, you need to go back, unlock Eldritch relics through Rift, progress Rift as far as you can, and get Eldritch relics on every island, honestly. There's a bunch of damage bonuses you could be getting. The most important is obviously talent levels with the Eldritch Fury Relic. That gives you 245 max talent levels, assuming you have every other bonus. That in combination with stamps, alchemy, and your gearing will give you a ton of damage, and you're able to eventually hit multi-kill on your characters to scale that and eventually push past Skydoggy Spirits in a lot less time than you would normally. All of those are really important. The bubbles that I'm going to be listing here as well are something you should be focusing on. All that being said, that's really important. Some of these bubbles are some of the most important ones when it comes to damage, kill per hour, as well as kill per kill, multi-kill per tier, that kind of stuff. Really important to go focus on these and try to upgrade these as much as possible. Obviously the goal, the big takeaway here is that once you're at Skydoggy Spirits, you should really try to hit multi-kill per tier and try to push up your multi-kill per tier as much as possible through the combination of cards, your card set with fighting AFK gain rate. Obviously fighting AFK gain rate itself is also pretty good. Your gear, your Divine Scarf also makes up a really good component of that, being mob respawn, all AFK gain. In addition to that, your bubbles, your shiny pets even have multi-kill per tier. The damage bonuses you get from sailing, the damage bonuses you get from the Crop Depot, from MSA Soul Totalizer, from summoning, that's the big one I was thinking of, I couldn't find it. All of that combined gives you a ton of damage, pushes your character up to even higher limits, and you're able to push push the damage as high as you possibly can to try to push multi-kill per tier even higher on Skydoggy Spirits, and eventually push past it, push into Royal Eggs, and further. Again, all that information is really good. Try to focus a lot on alchemy. Now that you've focused a lot on skilling, your biggest thing is trying to upgrade some of the bubbles that are in Admirable range that increase your damage. So again, like in the previous video, I mentioned that Mage is best, Severe Purple, and the equivalent other bubbles and the other cauldrons are really, really good, not only for skilling, but also damage. Still upgrade these to like around their 90% values, somewhat feasible at this point in the game. Those give you really high bonuses to damage and also helps progress your skilling even further so you can get even higher prints to sustain Atom generation if you're still not there at that point. The other thing I want to mention here is this is where things are going to differ from if you're a free-to-play account or you're pay-to-win, or if you manage to get free-to-play Doot. I don't know. Either way, but Doot is a huge bonus as well, not only because it gives a bunch of AFK gain rate, but also because every single one of your characters are permanently linked to Nobisect, which means you get 2 times kills. If you don't have Doot, obviously this is going to be a little bit harder, so you can put your characters and rotate them on Divinity to try to unlock Nobisect and everyone else using like Goat God or something for AFK gain rate. But Nobisect is definitely a must if you're trying to push portals, because it gives you 2 times kills, which stacks even further with Killer Brightside, with your kill per kill, with your multi-kill per tier, with your damage, mob respawn, AFK gain rate, all that stuff kind of plays into that and factors into how many kills you get. So by no means is Doot a requirement to push World 6, it just makes things faster. I think I glanced upon this as well, but something else you can focus on are talents. Talents are incredibly important in some of the earliest to mid and even late game power spikes you can get. With the introduction of Sovereign Artifacts, if you are able to unlock those and push those, Sovereign Fury Relic pushes the limit to even 270 talent levels, which adds a ton of damage through things like Gilded Sword and through the various base stat bubbles and other equivalent bubbles that you can increase on your character. I'm trying to look up my DK for specifically. There's one talent in particular you should really try to do. On warrior classes, strength and numbers is really good. Stress test garb, carry a big stick, and the equivalent for mages, which I'll link in the video here as well. Again, like I said, the previous video was more so focused on skilling efficiency, but this video is more so focused on trying to push your damage number as high as possible. Obviously, the more damage means you're able to hit multi-kill on the enemies. The even more damage means you can hit higher multi-kill tiers. Even multi-kill per tier is also really important. kill per kill, kill per hour, fighting AFK gain rate, mob respawn. All these comprise of things you can do to increase your overall kills per hour on the characters, on the mobs for Skydoggy Spirits to help you push past that lock. So there you go, guys. That's the video talking about damage, what you can do to progress your account past Skydoggy Spirits, which I believe is the second of 3 different stages of endgame in Eidolon. World 6 is definitely, as of right now, obviously the endgame. So if you're able to push past leaks, you finished that sort of grouping, group 1, and you're able to push into Skydoggy Spirits, which means you're now into group 2. So as people progress this group and get towards the end of it and try to push their characters through 9 portals, once they're able to push past it, there is one more group to talk about, which is going to be the end game. And we're going to be talking about that in another video coming out next week, sort of what to do with your account from that point. So I hope this video helps kind of orient you towards the kind of middle of the end game of Eidolon and talk about some of the things you can do to push your damage number even higher to hit multi-kill per tier and eventually get your characters into Mini Chief Spirits and then Samurai Guardians in preparation for the boss to come out and some of the other content that's going to be released in future weekly updates. So I hope that video helps. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out in Discord, ask in the comments down below. Really appreciate it. And again, as always, thanks for watching.